Hello there, Finxters. This is Tomas, and in this video, I'm going to be covering the Python dictionary set default method. Okay, so before I go into the code examples, I'm just going to cover a few more things, a brief overview of the set default method. Okay, so it's syntax. So syntax will be dictionary.setDefault, and it passes the parameters, the key, and default value. So to go more in depth into the parameters, the dictionary set default method takes two parameters. The first parameter is the key, and the second parameter is the default value of the key. The default value is optional. Okay, and then now, so the return. Okay, the next section is the return value. The value of which is the value of the key passed, gets returned. If the key is not in the dictionary, the default value gets returned, but if the default value is set for a key not found in the dictionary, then a none value gets returned instead. Okay, so now time to cover the first example. So the first example will be an example showing the dictionary set default method operating on a dictionary. So here's just a simple example. So I'm gonna run this guy. Okay, so then here I declare an employee variable and initialize it to a dictionary, identity, a name, and age of the dictionary. And then I'm going to declare an employee name, and then I'm going to call the set default on the employee dictionary, and I'm going to pass in the name as an argument. Okay, and then I'm going to print the employee's full information. So I'm going to print the employee dictionary, and then I'm going to print the employee's name, and the result is stored in employee's name. So here the employee's full information, like how is above, and then the employee's name, which is Sarah, like how we passed over here, the key over here. So basically this example shows the dictionary set default method being applied to the employee dictionary's second key name, which then sets the key's associated value Sarah as the default value as shown in the printed results. Okay, so on this next example, I'm going to be covering an example of the case where a key is not in a dictionary. So I'm going to declare another employee's dictionary, like similar to before, with just identities and then their names, and then I'm going to declare an identity for variable, and then I'm going to call the set default method on the employee's dictionary, and then I'm going to pass it as a key identity for, which doesn't even exist in there. See, there's no identity for, so I'm going to print the employees, which will print out the employees dictionary, and then I'm going to print the employee name of the fourth identity, and then I'm going to pass the identity for the result stored in there to be printed, and see that it prints out the employees. It gives, see here how it gives the identity for with a default value none, so the employee name of the fourth identity is none. It doesn't exist, so it can't have a name. So it's good to can be useful to have a default like that. So basically this example shows that when the dictionary's set default method is applied to a key that's not in the employee's dictionary, then the none value gets returned. So it's simple enough. And then on to the next example. Here on this third example, I'm going to cover the example of setting a custom default value for a key that's not in a Python dictionary using the dictionary set default method. So here I declare here an items variable is declared, and it's initialized to a dictionary. So item 1 has two of them, so it's quantity. Item 2, 5. Item 3, 8. So like the quantities of each item. And then here I'm going to declare to declare a fourth key, I'm going to declare item 4 variable equals calling the set default method on the items dictionary, and I'm going to pass as a parameter to the set default method the item 4 as a key, and then a value should be, I think, a value 6. Okay, a quantity of 6, and so I'm going to print out the dictionary of items, and then I'm going to print out, and then it's going to print the value of the fourth item not found in the dictionary, which is item 4. So see, as the results show here, dictionary of items, you have all your items here. Here's it inserts it here as a default, but see, the value of the fourth item not found in the dictionary is 6. So basically the results show how a default value can be set for a key not found in a dictionary using this dictionary set default method. Okay, so in this final example, I'm going to show an example showing how the dictionary default method differs to the default dictionary method that's built into Python. Okay, so here, it's actually part of this collections module, so I got to import that module on the first line, and then here's the code where I cover the set default. So I'm going to declare a fruits dictionary with different fruits and the quantity of fruits. Then I'm going to declare an apples variable, initialize it to calling set default on the fruits dictionary, and it's gonna pass in the apples key and then give it a value 3, and then a quantity 3. So then I'm going to print quantity of apples in the fruit basket, and then print out the apples, and then I'm going to define a default value function, and it's going to return item not present in this dictionary. And then I'm going to call this default dictionary, and then this next section covers the default dictionary, and we declared items variable, and from here we're going to call the collections module. From there we're going to call the default dictionary method, and then here we're going to pass as a parameter this default value function, which is going to return the string if it's called. Okay, and then we're going to call the items, and then we're going to use this syntax to pass this key pens equals 3, and then this other key notebooks equals 6. And then we're going to print the quantity of pens, items, and then we're going to call the items dictionary on the pens key, print the quantity of notebooks. We're going to call the items dictionary on the notebooks key, and then print the quantity of pencils, and then we're going to call the items dictionary, and then it's going to select the pencils key. So here it's just selecting the different keys because we want to see the quantity of each of these items as shown by the results. So quantity of apples 6, 3, 6. That looks correct. Quantity of pencils item is not present in the dictionary. Yeah, there's no pencils. Yeah, we didn't declare no pencils there. So yeah, that makes sense. So as the two code snippet examples show, the set default method sets one dictionary key to a default value if the key does not exist in the dictionary. The collections default dictionary method differs from the dictionary set default method in that it automatically populates every key in the dictionary with a default value. Okay, so thank you, and I hope these examples helped you guys understand the Python dictionary set default method. Thanks again. Bye-bye.